What is happening, guys? Jason here. Hope you guys have been doing well. Man, I just want to hop on and just check in and just get real. Can we get real for a second? Yeah, guys. I just want to talk really about man, what do we do when things just don't work out? Especially I don't know about you, but sometimes I pray for things. Sometimes I really trust and believe and ask God for these things, and then they don't happen, man. And I just want to touch on what do we do? What do we do when just things are not going the way we feel they should be going, right? And even things that we think are the best for us. Man, I can think all the way back, man. Just even when I wanted to get free from addictions, I was just asking God, man, just set me free. Help me, take this from me. And there was a long season where he wasn't doing it, man. I I for whatever reason don't understand that why sometimes God makes us wait. And sometimes later on in the future we can look back and then understand what God was up to. And now I understand too, with that situation, that I can now empathize more. I can now understand what it takes um, to break free in the midst of suffering, in the midst of pain. And looking back, I just wasn't mature enough. I wasn't ready enough to really let it go. I was so weak. I was so dependent on it, and I wasn't dependent on God enough, right? And so that's just one example of me asking God for something and it's not happening, right? Um, but eventually, man, He came through. As you guys know, man, it's almost 6 years sober now, all for the glory of God, all because of Him, man, for real. And just recently, some other things, man, I've been asking God for, man. Um, One of them is a house. If you guys don't know, my wife is pregnant now. We're gonna have our first baby due in May, so that's super exciting. And we're in a one-bedroom apartment right now. Definitely need some bigger space, and we've been looking for I don't know, 8 months now, and put in multiple offers, and just man, we find one house we just love, pray about it, and then someone else someone else's offer gets accepted. um, and it's just why, God, why? And I know it might sound frivolous to you, but to us it's man, we were really praying, we were really asking God, man, really declaring um, this house for us, and then you know what, someone gets it who even offered less. So it's what the heck. But anyways, guys, I just want to give you some encouragement, and you know just trust when God says no. What are you gonna do when God says no? It's easy to have trust. It's easy to be content when God says yes, and He answers our prayers in the way that we want Him to. But what do we do when God says no? Do we just get all worked up? Do we get discouraged? Do we lose our faith? Do we get mad at God? Or do we really look at, what, God, what are you trying to show me here? What are you trying to teach me? And a lot of times, like Romans 8:28, God making all things work together for the good of those who love Him and are called according to His purpose, right? So there's a purpose to everything, and God's actually making things work out for our greatest good, more than we think, more than we want the good for us. God wants even better for us. So, if we can, when things go wrong, when God says no to what our prayers are, the best thing that we can do is just all right, God, I don't understand. Just keep it real with Him, but I trust You. I don't understand, but I trust You. And you know what? I'm gonna praise You. I'm gonna thank You, and in the midst of it, right? When you say yes, God, I praise You. When you say no, I praise You, because You are worthy of praise. You are good, right? And I'm man. This is kind of off topic, but I remember one day when I was on an island by myself. I was literally on an island by myself on 4th of July, you know, um, having a bonfire. And I'm just praying to God, man. I'm really weak in my faith journey. And I'm just like, God, I want more faith. I want more faith. And it was a beautiful summer day, 4th of July, the day of freedom, coincidentally, right? Um, and beautiful sunny day, not a cloud really anywhere. And all of a sudden, like, it starts to get really dark. Clouds, like thunder, lightning start rolling in. And I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, you know what? There's no rain. There's no storm on the forecast, And I had so much trust in my phone. I'm looking right up above me, and it's not supposed to rain. Dude, you dummy, man. It's here. It's raining, and it's storming, and it's bad. And it was like so bad. I don't know if you guys ever seen the radar map where it's pink. Like, that's how bad it was. It's usually like green or orange or red is really bad, but this was pink. So pink is worse than red. And man, this storm, man, hit me so hard. I was in a pop-up camper. The thing started, like, that was my only shelter, right? So the thing started collapsing on me, and it was right on the edge of the island. I could feel it like hovering from the wind blowing, and I thought this thing was gonna get blown into the water. I got my pocket knife out, because it's like a canvas pop-up camper, and I'm ready to like cut myself out of this thing if I get blown and thrown into the water, because I don't want to drown, like sinking in this camper. So yeah, I got my knife ready to go, and I'm like in that storm, and I was so scared, but I had that trust. I had that trust in God, that God, man, I just coincidentally prayed for faith, and God, sometimes, what I wanted was like a supernatural download of faith, like, yeah, let's do this. But no, man, what happened? He guided, directed the storm to me, and it made me hit this realization, like, you know what, God, no matter what happens, I'm gonna praise you. Whether I'm in a storm, whether things are just working out great, everything is happening in my favor, I'm gonna praise you. But what happens when the storm comes? What happens when things aren't going our way? What happens when we're like, I have no idea why this is happening? What do we do? Are we just gonna just collapse, crumble? Or can we like just tap in to that trust that we have in God? Like, you know what, God, I don't know what you're up to, but I trust you and I praise you. Man, I tell you, man, that is powerful when we can channel those moments of life into that praising God and trusting Him. And so I just want to give you that encouragement, guys. Like, if you're going through something, if you're asking God for something and you're not getting the answer you want, maybe think a little deeper. Like, what are you trying to teach me, God? Because a lot of times, we ask for strength, we ask for this, we ask for that, but like, God teaches us in a way where it's developed. And a lot of times things are developed and through suffering, through pain. I mean, look at how gold is refined. It has to get really hot to get refined. We got to get really uncomfortable sometimes. And I know sometimes we don't want to hear that, but that's what's required for that growth to occur that God knows that we need. So I hope this helps you guys. I love you guys. Yeah, can't wait to throw some more content out here soon. Be blessed. If you're not already, subscribe, guys. Take care.